What is up, everybody? Today is our first official video. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a lookout of what we've got up here at my little bench. But most importantly, I want to do a review on the Castle Sidewinder 3 in a Slash two-wheel drive. Now, Slash is made by Traxxas, obviously, but I can definitely show you guys my my setup. If I can take this thing out. So, as you can see, it does not have the low gravity body. It does have the stock body, stock chassis. The truck, this is my second one of these bodies, but the truck itself has been through a lot. Bought the truck brand new in October of last year, so I think it was like October 17th or something like that. Truck's been through a lot. I've had it for almost a whole year. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about my build here. What I took with this truck was I completely got rid of the brush motor that Traxxas sends out. I think it's called the Titan. And I put in the Castle Sidewinder 3. The only thing I don't like about this motor is that it's a sensored motor, which is fine, but they send you the stock ESC, which is the speed control, they send you is sensorless. So it doesn't hook up, which means that you're only running off of 2 poles when you could be running all 4, which doesn't necessarily mean that you're running half power, but you're not running as much that the truck could actually pull. But I did a totally different setup than most people. My fiance's dad, this is his shop. He actually has the 2 Slashes beside me here. One's 2-wheel drive, one of them's 4-wheel drive, and he just has a stock Valenium motor, and he runs a 3-cell battery. So that was his setup, which is what most people run. That's what they're most common for. They hear 3-cell battery and they have to run a 3-cell. But I was like, man, I don't like a 3-cell because you run it for 10 minutes and it's dead. So what I did was I got a higher kV motor and actually run a 2-cell battery, and I can keep up with a 3-cell in a stock Traxxas Slash 2-wheel drive brushless truck or 4-wheel drive, either way. So and that's drag stripping, that's any kind of drag racing on asphalt, dirt, that's track running, anything you can think of that's in a 2-wheel drive Slash. I'm keeping up with a 2-wheel drive brushless Slash and a 2-wheel drive brushless or a 4-wheel drive brushless Slash. But this truck was originally brushed, so but I built it. But the 2-wheel drive with a high kV motor, okay, so I'm running 5700 kV in the Castle Sidewinder 3 with a 2-cell battery in place. If I run a 2-cell LiPo battery at 7400 milliamps, I can actually, it's 90C consistent, but 7400 milliamps, I can run for about an hour without the motor overheating and keeping up with a 3-cell battery in a lower kV truck. They say you're supposed to run, a lot of people say that, you're supposed to run a lower kV and run a higher cell LiPo battery. I mean, I've heard of people running 2800 kV and putting a 4S battery on it, and that is ridiculous in my opinion, because you could probably only run it for 10 minutes before it either overheats or dies. And I like having plenty of run time, so that's why I like doing a higher kV and a lower cell consistent battery. I did that, so that's my drivetrain setup. I also put a new rear end in the truck about a month ago. The old rear end's right over here, and it is wore out. But yeah, I did that, and then I've been through some tires, as you can see. We've got a whole tire rack. Yeah, and then I did the Savox all metal steering control. I put Proline shocks up front, and then I did Integrity aluminum swing arms in the front and in the rear. These right here are just some off-brand shocks, but they have a really good density setup, and they actually are really smooth shocks. They were cheap and they run really good. And then I did the Hot Racing dog bone axles. I actually broke one last night. I don't remember where I put it though. Here it is. I actually shaved that clean off last night. But these are what they look like. Hot Racing. They're blue. And they're shaped like a dog bone. That's why they call them dog bones. But put those on there. Those have been the best thing I've ever ran. I used to run Integrity, but they have too many components, too many parts, and they break way too easily, in my opinion, for what you're paying for. Because I mean, a set of Integrity axles can cost you upwards of $50, and to get only 3 or 4 runs out of it, that's bad. These right here cost me about $27 for a set, and I haven't had to change them. I actually went and bought an extra set while I was there, and that was the first time I had to change it out, was last night, because as you can tell, I obviously shaved that, and that was because I jumped a road ditch. But I also put in a new slipper clutch, because my slipper clutch was completely gone. And then the speed control was new also. Put a fan on the speed control, which is another thing. I don't understand why Castle doesn't do that. As expensive as their motors are, it doesn't even come with a fan, so I had to buy a fan from Castle as well. And then I also got a all-new controller, because if you know anything about a stock / two-wheel drive brushed motor, it comes with a long antenna. Right there's a brand new one that I never even put on, because I went and I got this Tactic TTX 300 controller, which has been amazing, by the way. Actually is done really, really good. I don't even remember what the radius is on it, but I can tell you right now it has no hookup even for an antenna. That's the mount, because I just bought a Traxxas box and then put the Tactic inside of here, but there's not even a mount for an antenna on the other box, but I didn't see why not putting that there, and this is waterproof. I just trust these better. But put that in there, and I have not went out of range yet. I've went so far to where I couldn't even see the truck, but I could tell that it was moving a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much a build-up of my truck. The caster and camber plates, they're aluminum as well. I tried to keep everything blue on the truck. I had blue front shocks, but they broke, unfortunately. They were some cheapos, not the same as these, but I had those a long time ago. And I've been through some shocks. I've got a brand new set of Prolines up here that we might be putting on pretty soon. I don't know when. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my setup. But as far as a review goes for Castle, I think this is a phenomenal motor. I think they did a really good job designing this motor, but I don't think they should send you a sensorless ESC with a sensored motor. I'm going to, this weekend, hopefully, I can get you guys another video, but I'm planning on doing a sensored ESC and plugging it up right here and tuning it. Hopefully I can get a video of that, doing a full tune setup of the Slash with the Castle 5700 kV Sidewinder 3. I saw where they recently came out with a Sidewinder 4, 6800 kV. That would be amazing. But again, you start getting that high, almost 7000 kV, you start having to run no less than 3-cell batteries, 4-cell batteries. So I really don't want to go into that high of a kV yet. I'm not sure if that's what I'm gonna do. But you know, it's definitely something I've thought about. But then if we go to our rims and tires, I actually have bought, as you can see, a lot of wheels and tires, different name brands. This isn't even all of them. This is just the ones that I kept that I can rerun. They're not wore out. The best wheels and tires I've bought for dirt so far has to be the Proline Badlanders. Dude, these things are absolutely indestructible. You can't blow them off the rim. They will not come off the rim. Bone stock too. I didn't glue those or put the tape inside of them like a lot of people say. I truly have just put them on the wheel and rode the crap out of them. But these rims and tires, man, they are truly awesome. They don't wear down real fast or anything like that. As you can see, he runs them as well on his two-wheel drive. His four-wheel drive's bone stock, other than the drive shaft. We put a new one of those in there. But yeah, this right here is my build of the Traxxas Slash two-wheel drive, and it with a 2-cell battery will stick with a four-wheel drive Traxxas Slash with the Millennium in it, with a 3-cell battery, which I can show you right here. Everything, the whole setup there. He's got the heat sink on it and the stick drive shaft. Other than that, it is bone stock, but I mean, it is clean. He barely ever runs this truck. But yeah, this is his truck right here. That's his baby. But yeah, his two-wheel drive though, he does run that a lot, and you can tell he does have the low gravity body. He put the Millennium fan on there. But other than that, it's pretty much stock. He put the same Savox steering control on his, which is actually down there on the low gravity body, which was really easy to get to. Actually, it probably looks like it's not that easy to get to, but it really was. And then we put some of these high output gas shocks on there, front and rear, and then we did some RPM swing arms front and back. He loves red, so we went with red. And then we broke his stabilizer bar right there. We put that stabilizer bar in there. Now, a lot of people call me crazy for doing what I do, and one thing I do is I do not like wheelie bars, so we never run a wheelie bar. We actually took some nuts and bolts, and we actually started putting them in these holes in the front that come standard on Traxxas Slashes. And we used to have them all filled up because they would stand straight up, whether you were on asphalt, dirt, didn't matter. I actually had to put a little bit more on mine here, but I went to one and was able to balance out the weight. I took the rear bumper off of my truck. You may have noticed that already. It's right there. The reason I did that was because I was tired of weight. I mean, I tried to get rid of as much stuff, as ridiculous as it sounded. I was pulling off extra screws and stuff as I possibly could. I did not want this thing to be slow at all, and it has not been so far. But yeah, I absolutely love the setup of my truck. Before I ran the aluminums, I did run the RPM. I've got them right here in the pack, actually. Swing arms, they actually did awesome. But I needed aluminum. I broke them too much. I actually broke a set of aluminum ones right there. But yeah, that's pretty much my build. Summed up, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bodies for this truck. The best body I've ever had on this truck has got to be this Proline. It's not really the prettiest body, but it has not cracked at all. If you can tell, these crack really bad, the stock Traxxas bodies. They're not really dependable bodies. That's a hole right there. And they rub pretty rough, but the Proline has none of that at all. But yeah, and then also I have a all-wheel drive drift truck. It actually came standard with a Lamborghini body. Huge fan of Lamborghinis, but I really loved the C10 look. As you can tell, this looks a lot like Horizon actually makes a street truck that is identical to this. It actually has the C10 body on it, and it also has the Ford F100 body that you can put on it as well. It's blue. with the chrome wheels. But it's not a drift truck. This is a drift truck. A lot of people mistaken it. They're like, man, that's the Horizon. Da, da, da. No, this is actually a Red Cat. Right there's the body. That red body was on there. But yeah, that's what I was running. And I bought this the day that I bought it. I put the mirrors on it. It does not come stock with the mirrors. But it's an awesome truck. It comes standard with aluminum drive shafts, aluminum swing arms. The shocks are purple. Everything's pretty much purple under there. But really thinking about doing a build on this. In the comments section down below, let me know what you guys think about doing a street truck build on this. Making it a sleeper. Right now it's brushed because it is a drift truck. But let me know if I should keep it a drift truck or make it a build, because I can definitely do a build for you guys. But I'm really not sure if I want to do that yet, or if I just want to keep it as a little stock drift truck. But let me know, because I can definitely take and put a Castle Sidewinder 3 in this truck and put some normal wheels and tires on it, and maybe give it a little bit of a raise, because it is really, really low to the ground. But let me know about that. And then also, I have the Red Cat crawler right here. This truck has been absolutely awesome. It flexes like none other. I absolutely love this truck. It is bone stock. I have not had to touch anything on this truck. Not wheels, not tires. If you guys ever want to get into RC and you're like, well, I don't want to spend a bunch of money, that truck is $129.99 brand new, and I haven't touched anything on it. That's all it's costed me. It does not have four-wheel steering. The back wheels do not steer. It does have a mount right there where you can mount four-wheel steering, and it's not very hard. That piece right there is about $18 at RC Hobby Nook. Go check them out in Smithfield, North Carolina. RC Hobby Nook hooks me up with some of the best equipment at the best deals. They're awesome. But yeah, that's my trucks. We're gonna do some runs for you guys, and I can do a video on our setup here as well, because we do have a lot of cool stuff that I just absolutely cannot wait to show you guys. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like this video, and leave me some comments on what I should do with the drift truck. Thank you guys, and have a great day.